This is number 43 in our final exam review from Chapter 3 Review Problems on page 179, where we're asked to factor this polynomial. So the first thing we know to always do when we're asked to factor, according to our factor card, is to look for the greatest common factor. And these three terms do have something in common. I notice that 10 and -5 and -15 are all divisible by 5. I also notice that they all have an a, and when you're factoring out a variable, you can only bring out the smallest exponent. So a to the first power is going to be a part of our greatest common factor. And then I notice that they all have a b as well, and so I'm going to factor out b to the first power because, again, I can only pull out the smallest exponent. So basically, when I'm factoring the greatest common factor, what I'm doing is dividing each term by that GCF. And we know that when we are dividing variables, we subtract their exponent. So that's why I'm putting in these ones to remind me that these variables that don't have an exponent have an exponent of 1. So if I divide the 10a squared b by 5ab, first 10 divided by 5 is 2, and a to the 2 divided by a to the 1 is a to the 2 minus 1, and the b to the 1 divided by b to the 1 is b to the 0, and anything to the 0 is 1. Now, the next term. If I divide -5 by 5, I get 1. A to the first divided by a to the first, I get a to the 0, which cancels. And then b to the third divided by b to the 1 is b to the 3 minus 1, or b to the 2. And then my final term, I have -15 divided by 5 is -3. A to the third divided by a to the 1 is a to the 3 minus 1. And b to the 2 divided by b to the 1 is b to the 1. Now you always want to look when you get to this point and determine if that might be able to be factored further. But what remains in the parentheses is not factorable. It's not one of our special cases. It's just clearly not factorable. So that's our final answer.